Good afternoon. This is my presentation for the Computer Organization and Server Technology second coursework. So the contents of this presentation will focus on the basics of client-server architecture and its comparison with other server architecture models, the solution of the network computer systems for the company and how it meets the requirements, the demonstration of the website and the evaluation of the solution for the website and for the network computer systems. So what is the client-server architecture? The client-server architecture is a model used in computer networking, and it's probably the most popular one. In a client-server network, a computer or a process is either a client or a server. There can be more than one client computer connected to a central server. The server hosts all the information centrally and passes this information when it's requested to do so by a client. So there's many advantages of the client-server model, some of which are because of its security, its ease of maintenance, its improved data sharing, integration of services, and shared resources. The reason why client-server architecture is secure is because of its hierarchical structure. So the server acts as the king or queen of the network, and the clients make requests to the server. Based upon the client's request, the server responds to the request. Hence, it's given the most authority in the network. It's very secure because the server can deny or permit access to a client or deny it if need be due to its hierarchical nature. CSA also makes managing the network easier because updates for applications can be administered remotely. Instead of the technicians having to physically update the applications on the client computers one by one, they can autonomously do so using the server. This makes managing the network easier. Another advantage is that CSA, despite of its the location of the servers or clients, whether they are located in the same room or on the other side of the world, the server can still respond to the client's requests. This makes the architecture ideal, as the servers do not have to be close to the clients for the model to work. A further advantage is that the server can be optimized based upon the job it will be doing. For example, if we'd be doing data processing, a large amount of RAM and a high-end processor could be used. If it'd be used for storage, a larger storage could be used. Hence, the server can be optimized based upon the requirements. The client machine can also be optimized in the way that the mouse, keyboard, and graphics support could be given to the machines. The major disadvantage of CSA is that if the central server fails, the whole network fails. Also, if a huge number of clients make requests to the server at the same time, the server can be overloaded and can cause congestion on the network. The peer-to-peer model is another common network architecture. The main way it differs is that the model is decentralized as opposed to CSA, which is centralized, meaning there is no central authority in peer-to-peer. A computer can act as either a client and either a server, and each node in the network could have equal privileges. Advantages of peer-to-peer is that in CSA, a central server is required. However, in peer-to-peer, it's not. Peer-to-peer is also cheaper as it doesn't require a central server. It's also very robust as there isn't a single point of failure in the network. The major disadvantage, however, is that users can't back up their data on a central server. Hence, if it's lost, there is no way to recover it. Peer-to-peer, in peer-to-peer, each node is responsible for its own security. Hence, there is viruses. If one computer got infected with the virus, others also could get the virus. And as mentioned, each node can't back up their data centrally. Hence, a copy of the data. Hence, each node is responsible for ensuring the data is backed up. Mainframe architecture functions by having a supercomputer to run all the applications and multiple simple terminals working as input-outputs. Mainframes are expensive and are complex, and IBM is the industry leader in this. Mainframes are still used today and are incorporated into CSA in the form of cluster computers and super servers. They provide a huge amount of processing power, far exceeding the traditional servers, and they have special characteristics. They use less power, they are energy efficient, and they can store and process large amounts of data. They are used in banking and research institutes and they are more secure than traditional computers and have a huge amount of sheer processing power. The solution for the network computer systems for phones online will now follow. So the server architecture model that was chosen for phones online was the server architecture model because this was the preferred architecture choice for the client. Also, it had many advantages over other architecture models. A total of four physical servers would be used, each having 256 gigabytes of RAM and DDR4, 256 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM and two 12-core Intel Xeon processors. The operating system that would be run on the servers would be the Windows Server 2016 Essential Edition. So the reason why the standard edition was chosen over the data center and the reason why the Essential Edition was chosen over the standard and the data center version was because it supports virtualization and it's optimized for small businesses like phones online. The major reason for going for 2016 over 2008, 2012 or 2019 was because 2016 had the most number of features compared to 2008, 2012, and it also gave the most features with the least cost. 2019 gave more features, however, it wouldn't really be used that much in a small organization like phones online. The four physical servers would be virtualized using server virtualization, with multiple virtual servers being created on the physical server. And the Essential Edition of Windows Server 2016 supports this. The first physical server would be virtualized into four virtual servers. Each virtual server would be configured as an essential role of the operating system. So in the first physical server, there would be four virtual servers. This includes a DHCP server to issue IP addresses, DNS server to resolve names with IP addresses, mail server to send and receive emails, and print servers to process print jobs. The second physical server would be virtualized into three virtual servers. This includes a database server to store customer details, products, and orders, and so on. The second virtual server would be used to act as a SFTP server to allow employees to upload and download files, and the third virtual server would be used for Active Directory domain services to allow administrators to control the usernames and passwords and accounts of different employees. The third physical server would not be virtualized. Rather, it would just act as its own physical server and would act as a web server. The web server would be used to cater for the World Wide Web clients for the World Wide Web client requests. So the web server would contain the phone's online website and be used to process incoming network requests using the HTTP and HTTPS protocols. On the brief, it was stated that the client dealt around with 30,000 transactions every day, and this is projected to grow. So the third physical server was not virtualized to cater for all of these potential users and current users. The fourth physical server would not be virtualized. Nothing would really happen on the fourth physical server except that it would act as a backup server. So in the event of any other server failing, this server would be on standby and would be used in the event of a server failing to ensure that the network is fully operational 24/7. Along with this, a disaster recovery plan was specified. So the way this was specified was by having a cloud-based solution along with the physical server solution. So the important data and information would be saved to the cloud on a day-to-day basis. The reason why this was proposed was in the event of a natural disaster such as a fire or flood, the backup of the data stored on the cloud could be re-replicated on the physical servers. So it would act as a contingency plan, although right now the current solution was to provide a physical server set up with virtualization. The cloud would just be used as a backup, and this would be done using Dropbox Unlimited Storage. and it allows a limited amount of data to be stored on the server, to be stored on the cloud. And along with the physical servers, this would be an optimal solution in terms of server setup. The computers were also specified for phones online. Three types or three specifications were specified depending upon the department. So the low specification, a medium specification, and a high specification PC. The low specification had 8 gigabytes of RAM. The medium had 16 gigabytes of RAM, and the high specification PC had 32 gigabytes of RAM with the high-end processor. So each department depending upon the department, a different computer was specified. So for the other staff department, a low specification computer was specified. For the IT staff, a high specification PC was specified, and for the HR, finance, and management staff, a medium specification PC was specified. In the other staff department, there was a total of 20 employees currently. However, 30 was specified to cater for additional employees joining. Something similar was done with the IT staff, with 7 computers being specified for 3 current IT staff and for additional IT staff, and 24 medium specification PCs were specified for the 8 senior management staff, 3 finance staff, and 3 HR staff, to take into account additional employees joining any of these. So in total, 61 computers were proposed for to be purchased for the current staff and to cater for more staff in the future. All the computers were proposed with common software along with specific software per department. So all the computers were specified with McAfee antivirus to deal with Trojans and viruses, Microsoft Office to allow users to edit Word documents, create PowerPoints, and use spreadsheets, and a Google Chrome web browser to allow users to browse the web. The senior management staff were installed with a software known as Rike, which was in effect a project management software. The finance department was installed with PCs were installed with a software known as Sage 50 Accounts, and this was used for finance and accounting. And the HR staff were installed with a software called Zenefit Standard, and the main base of this software was to help with recruiting and to generate reports. As you can see, this is the cost breakdown of the entire network, and the total came to 91,000. So this included the computers, the monitors and displays, the servers, the operating systems, the different softwares that would be used for each department, the softwares that would be used by all departments, and the cloud storage that would be purchased. So the networked computer systems that were proposed for the network met all the requirements set out in the brief. This included specifying the different computer types, the server setup, the server architecture, the specific software that would be used on all the computers, and the software based upon the certain departments. The network computer system developed was fault tolerant, redundant, secure, and scalable, as it took into account projected future growth. The evaluation of the network computer system. So one of the main improvements that could be implemented for the client was to get rid of the physical server setup and move to a cloud-based infrastructure. The reason for this was to reduce the power costs, the overhead cost of the servers, and to be more secure. The majority of the cost came from the 4 servers. So by using the cloud-based infrastructure, it would reduce the cost dramatically. Furthermore, the cloud storage could be purchased from companies such as Google, Amazon, Dropbox, and data could be saved there. In the event of a fire or flood, all the data will remain safe in the data center. And the cloud would also be secure because it's more secure than a traditional server setup, because the companies that offer cloud services spend lots of resources in ensuring the data is safe. Another improvement that could be made would be to specify more softwares. If more information was given in the brief regarding the specific applications required, more softwares could be potentially specified in the future. Another improvement could be to purchase more devices for the company. This includes printers, scanners, photocopiers, and tablets. Right now, only essential hardware was specified, but in the future, more hardware could be specified if a larger budget was given. Right now, all the costs were kept minimal by specifying only hardware which was currently required. So this was the website that was developed for phones online. As you can see from the website, there's a logo, and below the logo there's some text explaining what the actual website or what the business does. So the logo was phonesonline.co.uk, and the text below it states that it sells brand new mobile phones, used mobile phones, and mobile phone accessories. The homepage also consists of some text which which explains what exactly Phones Online does. So it elaborates upon it selling mobile phones, used mobile phones, brand new mobile phones, and also accessories. Then below that we have a section which shows some best-selling mobile phones. So these images were taken from the database, and they were read from the database and outputted to the website. We also have on the right hand section a sales and releases part where it explains regarding the website launch and some extra data with regards to the website. And there's links here which takes us to popular mobile phone manufacturers. So if you click on this link, for example, on the Apple link, it should take you to the Apple website, and similar for the other links. On the website there's also a banner, and on the banner, as you go over each part of the banner, it takes you to that specific part of the website. So the banner has all the pages, so the home page, mobile phone page, accessories page, the login page, registration page, buying page, and the shopping cart. So to proceed to the mobile phones page, the mobile phone page again follows the similar layout. The reason why it follows a similar layout was to remain consistent and to give it a professional feel to the website. It also has the banner, it has the logo, it has sales and releases, and it has popular mobile phone manufacturers, and it also has images of mobile phones that are sold by the website. So these have been taken from the database, a database table that stores all mobile phones. The next page we have the accessories page, where again it follows the same style, because the same CSS style sheet was used, and it outputs the images from a database which has a table that stores the accessories page. Thereafter we have a registration page. So on the registration page, a user is able to input is able to register with a new username and with a password. And once the user clicks on the register button, it allows the credentials that were entered to be stored onto a database. The credentials entered by the user at this stage will be used later on to log in. So for example, you could enter a username Hamzah, and you could have a password, for example 1234, and you can click register. Once it clicks register, it says registration has been successful. This means that the data was stored on the database. If we go back and try registering with the same username again, it will say username is taken, hence the user will be asked to re-enter a new username. Thereafter, if we go on to the login page, the login page follows the same structure as the registration page, and user is prompted to enter the username and password. So if we use the same username and password that was just registered with, so Hamzah, I'm going to put 1234 and click login. This takes the user to the welcome page, and on the welcome page it has a customized field. So it says welcome to Phones Online, and it outputs the username of the user that has just logged in. It also has some information such as personalized products, so phones that have been once again gathered from the database and outputted. And once the user's finished using the welcome page, you can click log out, and this takes the user back to the login page. Another feature is that it allows users to buy mobile phones. So for example, we have these two products that have been read from the database table and that have been outputted to the screen. So if a user wants to buy a product, you can click add to cart, and once the user adds the product to the cart, it shows on the shopping cart page. So for example, the user just purchased an Apple iPhone 11. The price of the product was £700 as seen. The quantity was 1, and the total price is 700, and the cart total is £700. The user can then go back to continue shopping, and the user can once again click to buy another product. So if the user wants to buy this product, you can click add to cart, and as you can see, 2 products have now been added onto the shopping cart. If a user wants to remove a product from the shopping cart, you can click this button here, click are you sure, yes, okay, and the shopping item will be removed from the cart. A user can also continue shopping again and navigate to any of the other pages. So this was the solution that was developed for phonesonline.co.uk. It has multiple features. So it has the homepage feature, which was a basic feature. It has product pages, which allows a user to view the products. These products have been gathered from a database. Once the user administrator can log into this database and could edit, update, or delete any products, and this would be reflected on the website. A user can also register, and using the details that have been entered from the registration, you could log in. If the user entered a username which has already been taken, he will be reprompted. Once a user logs in with their details, it can take them to a welcome page which would be personalized, and a user will also be able to buy products and add the products to a shopping cart, which was an additional feature specified in the brief. With regards to the prototyping website that was developed for the client phones online, it met all the basic and some desired requirements. However, some improvements could be made to the website to increase its functionality. So one of the features that could be added is to allow customers to leave a review on products. Many e-commerce websites have these, such as Amazon and eBay. So if this could be implemented in the future, it could be better. Another way the website could be improved is to add a contact us page. At the moment, it doesn't have a contact us page. However, a contact us page could be added where the user could enter their email and their contact number for representatives from Phone Online to actually get in contact with the customers. Another way to improve it is to add a range of media. So this could be images, videos, um, MP3. At the moment, it only has images or static images. In the future, things such as videos, MP3s, or even animations could be added to improve the functionality of the website. Thank you very much for listening to the presentation.